Hi, this is Taxichronicles and I'm your host, Simon Rushton. Today I have a guy in a car.
Hello, hello.
He's a bit peed off, to say the least. He's upset with his estate agent company, but I'm going to let him tell the story.
Wow.
So far away.
I mean, estate agents, arseholes. Let's just start with that. They just want to rinse us of everything we have. I'm going to start with naming them. Ludlow Thompson, based in Lewisham.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a horrible experience from the start, to be honest.
Tell us the story.
It started off at the house viewing itself. So we did a sly one. I'm not on the contract, so I actually don't have a say in terms of negotiations at the table. But what they did was they told us things like 6 months break clause, 6 month break clause, and when we went to sign the contract, they actually slyly changed that to 18-month break clause. Now my flatmates aren't very good readers, and they just went and signed it anyhow, and they come back home and I'm reading through it. I'm like, guys, what's this? You know, we're trapped in here for longer than we want to be. So that was when I knew that these people need to be kept an eye on. 6 weeks into the tenancy, unfortunately this whole pandemic and lockdowns happened, and we're hearing mortgage breaks for people, our jobs are going off, our industry is all shut down, and the estate agents just refuse to help us out in any way. I know the landlord's got a mortgage break.
What were you expecting from the estate agent?
You know, maybe some kind of reduced rent agreement, maybe kind of pay it off towards the end of the contract, but we'd essentially all lost our jobs. So we just want a bit of help, or even if it was like an extended period where we can pay without penalty, late payments without penalty, just some sort of help. And they're sly, because on the phone they tell us, oh, we're doing the best we can, we're on your side, but we'd received an email that they'd accidentally CC'd us into, telling the landlord that they'll be doing everything in their power to make sure we're paying full rent during this period. So they've never really been on our side, and we've just continued to somehow make the rent. Anyway, fast forward now, we're trying to leave the house.
Go on benefits? Have you considered going on benefits?
Yeah, we've gone on benefits.
And then just say that's all you're getting, that's all the benefits people, and they can't kick you out because there's that law, isn't there?
There's that law, yeah.
So as I say, that's all you're getting, that's what the benefit is, we're not working, such is life.
It's, do you know what, I that's the attitude I had. Unfortunately, my flatmates love to do things by the book, so...
That is by the book, that's the law. But go on anyway.
This might turn into a rant about my flatmates in a second. Nah, they're good guys. So, fast forward now, we decided that the house is not fit for purpose. It is actually horrible. The walls are so bent, right? We've got a mirror at the end of the hallway, and if you stand across from it, you can't see yourself in the mirror. You just can't see yourself because all the walls are angled differently.
Okay.
You bump into things walking up and down the house. It's just weird. There's no living space.
How many of you in the flat?
There's 4 of us in the flat.
Okay, so it's a 4-bedroom place, or is it like when the sitting room's been made into a bedroom?
It's a 4-bedroom place, but one of the bedrooms is about, I'm not kidding you, it's about as big as your car.
It's a prison cell, basically.
Yep. You couldn't fit a bed into there.
Okay. But then, okay, would you say that was the mistake was taking the place in the first place?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a lesson I've learned, which is that speak your mind, put your foot down. When I went to visit it, I knew this was not a good atmosphere. I could see from the room sizes and the state of the walls that I don't want to live here. But the others were kind of set. We were kind of desperate. We had 2 days to find a house. This was the only thing available to us within budget. So a mistake was made taking the house, but now we want to get out. So we found a new house that we love. I've told the estate agent that we're moving, and they're hitting us with all these fees.
If you move and you just don't pay the fees because you block your card, in relation to them taking any finances. What are they going to do?
That is an idea that I've floated out to my flatmates.
You're on benefit. Say, yeah, sue me, I'm on benefit. It's going to be legal aid. It's going to cost you.
What are you going to take out of my bank account when there's nothing there?
Pay nothing. That's what I'd do.
But it's one of the other guys. He's got a guarantor attached to his name.
Right, how much is that? Oh, somebody's going to think.
He's responsible.
Well, tell the guarantor to block his account, mate. I know you guaranteed everything, but block this account, please. Yeah.
You know what? It's a crazy contract. They've even put a death clause into it. If one of us dies, the rest of us are still responsible, and the guarantor is still responsible to cover the entire rent.
Wait, did you move during the corona time?
No. It was before, so I don't even know why they've got a death clause into it, how they planned that out.
It's like they know something you didn't know. I bet quite a few landlords would be trying to put a death clause in their contract.
I know, they've probably lost a few.
How much is the rent there? Because this sounds quite heavy.
It's £2,000.
£2,000 a month.
You know, split between the four of us, it's all good. But when a guarantor gets involved, he's responsible for the whole house's rent, not just a portion of it.
So it's £2,000 including the service charge and everything.
Yeah.
That's bad.
It's without bills, yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what? It's not good bang for your buck. And we decided to leave. And now they're saying it's going to cost you all sorts of money. It's going to cost you 100 quid for the referencing per person. It's going to cost you 60 quid in inspection fees, 60 quid in cleaning fees. And this is all fine, to be honest, because, you know, fair enough, like, you want to charge me this stuff. I looked it up online on the Tenancy Fees Act 2019. I can now say I am an expert in the Tenancy Fees Act.
Yeah.
And it says they're able to charge us a reasonable amount. They expect that to be around £50.
For the closing?
For
each individual item?
Yeah, for an amendment on the contract.
It's 50 quid.
It's 50 quid per amendment. If it goes any higher than that, they have to show it through invoices and receipts of why it costs more than that.
So let them show. So
yeah. So they want these fees so far of the cleaning and stuff, like that's all fine.
Clean the place yourself.
That's why I suggested. But it's also when actually there is a clause in the Tenancy Fees Act saying they're not estate agents and landlords aren't allowed to charge for the services of a third party, and the estate agents did say in writing that the cleaning fee is because they're hiring a third party and they need to be paid. So I'm arguing all of these points, but the biggest point really is 290 quid to print out a new contract and have the new tenant sign it. Bearing in mind that we are the ones that found the new tenants. So we did all the legwork, no advertising costs, paid all that ourselves, and basically provided them our replacement. So it's just really frustrating why we should be charged £300 for what's essentially 20p printing costs.
Nature of the business. So just to clarify, your mate, or your flatmate, the one who's a guarantor, you're not really responsible for the rent, you yourself.
Me, myself, no.
But you just pay your half as like a gentleman's agreement.
Exactly, my word is my bond.
Yeah. So he wants to close out everything professionally, while that 290 quid is going to be divided between the four of you.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like, what's that? 50
odd quid.
70, about 70. Yeah, 70 quid or something like that.
Factor a few more things and stuff.
Yeah. So that's what you're unhappy about.
Yeah, it's just it's the principle of it really, that there's a law in place to stop agents taking the mick, and the agents have essentially found a loophole or I don't know what, because the law says if there's an amendment to the contract, that's the cap, and they're saying we are now in breach of the contract by leaving tenancy early, and I don't get how.
Have you gone on social media and started to talk about them yet?
No.
You want to do that? You want to go on their platform and start writing comments where they advertise and they're being rated on whatever platforms they use.
Oh yeah.
Write comments, don't use this agency, they will tell you 6 months, but then they will do this. Just start writing negative things.
I'm going to do that.
And then just let them know that we're going to start making sure you can't behave like this again that easily. So every platform you advertise on, we're going to make a comment, and we're going to do that daily. We're going to have it on autopilot. Comment. Do you understand?
Yeah, no, that's a fair
We're going to
shout.
drive your ratings down, or you cannot make us pay 290 quid. Yeah.
I mean, it's better than my other option because I'm planning to just put on my COVID mask and go and smash a few bricks through their windows.
Oh, you could do that. That would have been my younger option.
I think we've got the same thinking style.
Could have been.
All your suggestions are things that I would have gone for had other people's responsibilities not been on the line.
So what did you do for a living?
I'm an actor, so
You're
it's
an
not
actor.
even like pays consistent. I've managed to make all the previous job savings run me through the lockdown.
You should have been doing Uber then.
I was.
You was doing Uber.
I was an Uber driver, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hey, I've done every job under the sun as a
So
side
what happened
hustle.
with the Uber driving then? I want to hear this. It's the first time I'm interviewing an Uber driver. Go on.
So I used to rent my car out through, another company.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I got a bit gassed with the car.
Yeah.
And I started going on dates in the car.
Yeah.
And I had the battery on and the aircon on, and I had a girl in the back, having a bit of fun. And the battery died, so I couldn't start the car anymore.
You didn't leave the engine running?
I didn't leave the engine running, no, I was trying to be discreet.
Yeah.
So the battery died, and now we're stuck in the middle of the road trying to flag down anyone to give me a kickstart on it. And I did, after an hour, managed to find someone. He comes in, kickstarts my battery. I got so excited, I'm sitting in the driver's seat with the door open. I just hit reverse just to make sure that the engine's running. Didn't see a bollard, took my door off. The whole door just fell off.
And what did your date say?
Oh, she was
laughing.
She was laughing,
Yeah.
which didn't help the situation because I'm panicking. It's not my car.
I just pay your 750 excess and get a new one.
Yeah, but that was like my takings for the whole month, essentially.
What, 750?
I only work part time.
You need to put in some extra hours, man.
That was the point of Ubering. I could work my own hours, do my acting classes, do my auditions, and not have to put in the 40 hours.
What acting stuff have you been in so far then?
I spent the last 6 months with BBC Radio.
Okay.
I was doing all of their radio dramas.
Okay.
So
that's just talking, isn't it? Talking on the radio.
Yeah, not like a podcast though. It's not like me and you. It's in the studio, the BBC studios, and they've got a huge space. It's basically like an acting set, but instead of cameras, they've got mics propped up everywhere. And it's a really cool space. You walk in and there's a deafening silence.
Yeah.
It actually hurts your ears how quiet it is.
Okay.
And yeah, I got to work with some really cool people, some childhood heroes.
Like who?
Do you know a deal actor? You ever watch Four Lions?
Four Lions.
About the 4 terrorists from England?
Yeah, is that the Indian guy?
Yeah. One of the that was the reason I'm an actor, because I watched that as a kid and I was like, whoa, this is possible.
Alright.
I was like,
and there's a stupid terrorist, isn't it?
yeah. So you know Fessel, the one that got blown up by a sheep?
Yeah, I don't remember it that well, but yeah, go on.
When he walks into, he tells Barry, the white one, that he walked into a shop to get 12 bottles of bleach and covers his face with his hands. I got to work with him. I had to basically stop myself fangirling him, otherwise it would have made for an awkward acting day.
Okay. Well, it's great networking opportunities. Do you add into your social media kind of thing, or
Yeah.
do you get talking?
Yeah.
You hear say, "Oh, you're younger, up and coming. I'll give you some heads up," that kind of thing.
It was nice to have the conversations and chats with him because we're from the same background, and
Yeah.
he gave me little kind of tips and pointers about how to navigate the industry. And
would you want to care to share? What have you learnt from acting that you wish you knew at the beginning?
To not try and be what they're looking for. If there's a casting breakdown and it says blah 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 as a character, I used to really study that and really taper my auditions to be like, okay, they're looking for a funny guy, so I'm going to be really charming, and they're looking for a flirty guy, so I'm going to be really kind of energetic and kind of work my magic. But instead of that, what I realised that the best acting comes from just being myself, just putting myself on the words and letting them see what they want to see.
So if your personality fits, it fits. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Exactly. Because there's just so many things out there that you can't factor in. There's no point walking into a room all nervous, being like, oh, can I'll be whatever you want me to be. It's like a bad date, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
You don't want to see someone...
I'll be that tough guy or that sensitive guy. Or,
yeah, you know? I'll change for you.
Yeah.
Instead, what's best is I am authentically this. If I don't fit what you're looking for, fine, but there is something out there that you'll be casting one day that you'll think, he was basically that, and that's what we're looking for.
So that brings into the idea of typecasting.
Yeah.
Because if you're... do you remember a film Phone Booth? I'm not sure of your age. Colin Farrell.
Okay.
Well, there's a scene when he's in the phone box. There's a hooker and there's this Italian American, and he wants him to get out of the phone box. He said, I told you once, I told you twice, I ain't gonna tell you again. Yeah, and he's got the bass back and he starts to smash the phone box up with Colin Farrell in there, yeah?
Oh, shit.
So anyway, when they were talking about that scene, they were saying that guy must have done it before. For real, because it was so natural.
There you go.
Yeah, and
it's that natural raw energy that you have inside him.
Yeah, it's
to pull it off.
How he is like. But now, also, any role he plays, people say he played that so well. Look, when we look for the Italian meathead or thug or gangster, we always call him. Do you see what I mean? So any other roles, what I'm saying, I understand what you're saying, and I don't disagree with you, so I'm not an actor, and I never will be. But I look at it like, how do you have room for growth if you're only going to ever play yourself?
Yeah, this is actually literally what I spoke to Adil about, and he said there's two stages to this. There's the first stage of just trying to get into the industry, just trying to be seen for what you are, and in that stage, don't worry about changing, don't worry about being what they want, just be yourself, get yourself a name. Once you're there in the industry, that's when you can start stepping sideways. That's when you can start doing, which is what I'm doing now, of taking classes and just exploring parts of myself that I might have shut down because of upbringing, because society tells you you're not supposed to be in a certain way, and you just breathe into those spaces and grow into those again. So for me, I had a huge hang up about doing love scenes, you know, because I come from a very religious background. So,
but when you say love scenes, are they actually like tongue and tonsil kind of job?
Yeah, but it's more to, like, that's the end product, but it's more about getting there realistically and truthfully and putting yourself out there with everyone watching. You know?
Okay.
Trying to play my game, knowing that I might look shit and I might fail. Are
you saying the confidence of doing a love scene then? Is in that sense? Because for me, for my personality, the way I am, if I had to carry on like I'm trying to, you know, date someone or get someone's underwear off, like a woman's underwear off, I wouldn't have a problem in playing that. Now,
but would you do it with a room full of people?
Yeah, I wouldn't really care. But now if you're telling me to get my kit off, now we'd be like, listen, mate, this is not, you know, it's not what it's about for me.
Now you might do it if you had a 30 grand paycheck coming into your account to take your top off. But what we want, but what we want to see on scene on set is for you to want to take your top off at the right moment and build it to that space. And that's where the growth comes in.
Okay.
You know.
Well, on that note, I will think we have to leave it there. It's been a great, interesting talk with you. For the listeners out there, I hope you like the interest. We've gone from slagging off a letting agency
Fuck LUDLOW THOMPSON.
to talking about careers in acting. You never know who you're going to get around here, but obviously we've got somebody of
a really cool idea, Simon. I love it.
And don't forget to listen to the Africa Investor Stories. It's all about people who've invested in Africa from around the world, sharing their experiences, which I hope you guys will find interest. And apart from that, have a good day.
Cheers, mate. That's really cool.